Hello students, welcome to Tutory Education. So in this ongoing series of lecture where we do an entire crash course on the computer application subject for ICSE students, today we are looking at two of the most fundamental elements of object oriented programming, class and objects. So let's get started. So now let us understand what is an object. So according to the definition, object is an entity which has some characteristics and behavior. For example, you can consider object as any real world thing that you can distinguish it from the others, right? So suppose let me consider a pen. So when we consider a pen, we can imagine what a pen is, how it looks, and if a person keeps a pen and a notebook beside, we can distinguish in between them, right? We know which one is pen and which one is notebook. So anything that has some characteristics and behavior can be considered as an object. For example, here pen can be considered as an object, car can be considered as an object, dog can be considered as an object. They all have some characteristics and some behavior. For example, if we take the example of a pen, so pen, the characteristics of the pen can be it is black in color, it is cylindrical, and for behavior we can say that it writes. Okay, so everything which is an object will have some characteristics and behavior, and we will be able to distinguish that object from any other object. Okay, so continuing, now what is a class? So class is a blueprint that represents a set of objects having some characteristic, having the same characteristics and behavior. What is that like? So we define a class with a set of attributes and a set of behavior. So like attributes or characteristics and behavior. Okay, now this class will represent a blueprint for a set of objects. For example, suppose there is an object A which belongs to the class A. So we can say that object A shares the same properties that the class has. Okay, similarly, if there is any object B which is a class of, which belongs to the class, suppose which belongs to this class, then we can say that object B has some characteristics and behavior that the class has. So the characteristics and the behavior of the class will be reflected on the object. So we can say that the class represents a set of objects having some characteristics and behavior. Now we can say that object A and object B belongs to this class. Okay, so the class represents these objects. So I hope you have understood what is this. Now as I have mentioned here in the example, so here we are considering a class mammal. So let me give some attributes and behavior to the mammal class. So for a mammal, we can say characteristics of attributes like warm-blooded and has hairs. And for behavior, you can say ability to move, and we can say like ability to communicate. So now this mammal class has, there can be many attributes and many behaviors, so we are considering just two. So mammal class is warm-blooded, has hairs, it has ability, it can move and it can able to communicate. Now if we consider let us take an example of dog. So dog is warm-blooded and it has hairs, right? Now, and dog has the ability to move and dog can bark, so they are able to communicate with each other. So we can say that dog is an object of the class mammal, right? Similarly for human, we can say that human are also warm-blooded and also they have hairs and they can also move and they can communicate. So we can say that human also belongs to the class mammal. So what we can say that a mammal class is a blueprint for a set of objects like dogs and humans which share the characteristics and behavior of the mammal class. Okay, I hope you have understood what I mean to say. So if you have any question, please write it out in the comments below, or you can mail it to us in the given mail ID in the description, and we will be happy to clear your doubts. So now this is an example of a sample class. Okay, so this is an example of a class in Java. So these all are known as characteristics or attributes, or here in programming language we call it as instances or members or data members. So these are the all terms given to characteristics which we relate to the real world. Okay, and this behavior, so and these functions are known as member functions or methods, or which in real world which is corresponds to behavior, and this instances corresponds to attributes or characteristics. Okay, so I hope you have understood how we are relating the real world of class to a class in the Java. Now if we consider an object, suppose to create an object of a class, so there is a given syntax. So the object creation of object will be like sample class object name, that is ob equal to new sample class. Okay, so if you don't understand this, don't worry, we have a separate video which we will cover this topic in a much more detail. So just for sake of understanding, just remember that this is how we create an object of a class in Java. So this object ob is an object that belongs to the class sample class. So this sample class will act as a blueprint for this object creation. So this object will share the same attributes and behavior of the class. So now for this member methods or these methods, we define that the void input method is used to put some values in these instances, and void display used to display those instances. So ob.input, suppose, so if we are calling the function input, so through ob.input we can manipulate the data of the class. Okay, so we can manipulate the instances of the member of the class. So this is how class and object perform in Java or operates in Java. So I hope you have understood how classes and objects are represented from the real world in Java programs. Okay, now moving on. So here is a popular statement, that is class is a blueprint of object. So what do you mean by that? Class is a blueprint of object. So here I have given an example like this three object 1, object 2, object 3 belongs to the class A. So what we can say is that this class A, and so object belongs to class A, and since object 1, object 2, object 3 belongs to the same class, this object will be somewhat similar. They will share the properties of the class. Okay, so objects will share the properties of the class, and now when we are creating object, we can say that this class A is acting as a blueprint for the object creation. Okay, so suppose if we create another object 4 from this class, so we can say that this object 4 will this class A will act as a blueprint or a layout for the creation of object 4, where the object 4 will share the data members and methods of the class A. Okay, so when we are defining an object, we are representing a class. So what does it mean is that when we define object, we do not define object for any random thing, we define object for a class. In Java, we define object by creating a class for them or by defining a class for them. So if we creating an object, we will create an object of a class, right? So we cannot create an object of anything, we are creating an object of a class. So the class is like a definition through which the object is getting created. So it is acting as a blueprint. So to further explain it to you, let me give you an example of a cookie and a cookie cutter. So suppose we create cookie with the help of cookie cutter. So here this cookie cutter is a class, can be considered as a class, and through this class we are creating different objects, that is cookies. Okay, so the cookie cutter is a class which is acting as a blueprint for creating the objects that are cookies. Okay, so I have understood what do you mean by class is a blueprint of object. Okay, so moving on. Now the next statement is object is instances of class. So what I mean to say with this statement is that, so if you have a class definition, suppose there is a class A, so we can create n number of objects for this class. Okay, of this class we can create n number of objects, object 1, object 2, object 3, object 4, object 5, object 6. So we can create any number of objects of this class A, and each and every object will represent this class A, or they will share the properties and behavior of this class, or we can say that these objects will act as an example of this class A. So what the term example here is what the term instance. So instant actually means example. So we can say that when we are creating an object of a class, we are creating different instances of that class. Let me give you an example. Suppose there is an object card, right? So let me give you an example where we consider card as a class. Okay, now when we consider card as a class, we can say that suppose we are creating a car like Audi A6, or say BMW M3, or suppose give Mercedes S-Class. So all these examples, Audi A6, BMW and Mercedes, we can say these are all example of the example of a car, right? So what are the attributes and behavior which are defined in this class will be shared by all these objects. So they become an instances of the, so we can say that Audi A6, BMW M3 or Mercedes S-Class are instances of the class car. Okay, so I hope you have got it why objects are known as instances of class. So instance simply means example. So when we are creating an object of a class, we are inheriting all the data members and member methods of that class in that object, so that object is becoming the instance of that class or an example of that class. Okay, so I hope you have understood what object is instances of class means. So these are very two simple yet important statements for continuing the lectures. So that is all you require for this class and object topic. So we are covering these topics as short and precise as possible, strictly maintaining it to the syllabus. I know ICSE exam is near and you need the final revision, and this is a perfect way to revise, like brushing on all the important topics and practicing programs. So thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in my next lecture. We will discuss the other elements of object oriented programming in the further lectures. Thank you.